I'd have the camera closer, but the cat won't move. Do you think I should cut my beard? I think I need another haircut. It's only almost been a month. Actually, it has been a month. It's been exactly a month. This is 1 month of growth. I don't know. It looks like I'm talking to somebody across, across the street.
Oh, what? But then you'll run over the cat.
I don't know what to say. What?
See, and if it was closer, they wouldn't see this magnificent boy that jumped on the cat to get up here.
Did he? No, what? There's no cat there.
That's because he jumped on Finny.
Hi, folks.
Hi.
It is Friday. That's what? In any case, so it's been a real funky spring for me, but the last month especially has been very challenging. But, I kind of feel like we're starting to get our feet underneath us and an idea about what's going forward. So, thankfully, Sabrina completely voluntarily said that she wanted to get involved in videos again, for which I'm grateful. I think that I think I'm a captivating speaker, but just, without her, it's not much of nothing.
I thought people wanted to hear more from you than me. So, whatever.
Just me talking about rocks. Oh, yeah, but speaking about rocks. At the end, we're going to talk about Star Wars, because we talk about Star Wars and another number of people had talked about Star Wars or asked about it. So we are going to chatter about Star Wars, but it's going to be at the end. But I do want to say that thanks to my strange hobby of looking at all the amazing gravel we have in this city, I found what is going to be my corrupted kyber crystal for my home build lightsaber. No joke. You can't really see it, but it's got these orange and red splashes in it, and it's weirdly translucent. You put bright light through this, and you can see all these strange structures and streaks of blood red coloring. It's really, really cool. You can't really see, but it's going to be awesome. So, just like actual Force users, I'm starting with my kyber crystal. There. What? Dude, what? I took you outside. You went to the bathroom.
He needs love. What? Am I starting?
I don't... Oh, wrist check. Okay, wrist check. You first.
It's the same thing I always wear.
They don't know. Maybe they're wrong. Maybe they want to be surprised.
I wore this like last week.
That is a surprise.
Okay.
What about your other wrist? You can show them. They've never seen.
I haven't changed the date. My bad.
Oh, you haven't?
No. My other wrist, it's a pretty bracelet.
I bought her that. It's a nice sort of, I think, 60s kind of thing. Hammered silver. I thought it was cool. And I am wearing my 7T596AOs. Wait, 60As. I don't know, whatever the hell this thing says. I can't remember anything. The problem is I'm not wearing my magnifiers, and I can't trust my brain. And my lovely hostess just left. Yeah, it looks like 6A0A. In any case, that's what I'm wearing. This is the newer one. I haven't gone through this one yet, so the top register is still dead, but the rest of it works. Anyway.
Sorry. I don't know why he wants to be here.
I don't know. He's worried about something. Well, let's go forward. Let's talk about things. What do you got for me?
Let's see. From Floyd Morrison. Wow, welcome back, Sabrina. Thank you. I only started watching in early 2021, so I've never seen you in any new videos, just the older archival mailbag ones. The new and improved KVW website looks phenomenal. Thank you.
She put a lot of work on it.
I'm still working on it, but I've been busy. I love the orange and green color scheme. Well, because green is our thing, because of a laptop table I bought like 14 years ago,
yeah, 14.
on sale at Target.
Yeah, it was that green color, that green thing. It's like the background of like all my pictures and videos. It's like my color. Literally, it's like this like plastic, like laptop diddly thing. Because we used to spend all. This was right when Sadie was first born, our firstborn, and you know, it's the way it was. But yeah, it was a nice solid color. I could take watch pictures against it. I like that M&M green.
And you like orange. So
I do
that's
like
why
orange.
I did orange.
It was also in the early 70s. That was one of these two super cool colors that both, no, that just, no, wait, no, I lied. Volkswagen and Porsche used. They had a green very much like that. In fact, I've considered painting the MG that color.
Sebastian would be very sad.
I know, it's true.
He likes red.
Let's do the thing.
Where was I? The appearance is so refined and professional, so much better than it used to look. Thank you. No, I don't take that as an insult or anything. Because I wish I could remember who was like, you need a website, use Squarespace, it's easy. Thank you if you see this person. I don't remember who you were, but thank you. And that was, they didn't really were pushing e-commerce stuff at the time, so it was more like a blog thing, and I had to do the best I could. And then something was annoying me. I think I said this already in the last video. I don't know. And then I was like, hey, I could just make a new one, and that's what I've been doing. But anyway.
Yeah, we're happy about that. In any case, we're definitely happy about it. We want to keep improving the website. If you have any input or ideas or things that maybe we could see and you think that we'd want to know about it, let us know about it.
Okay.
Dickie, what? I have no food for you.
He wants his mommy. He wants to work. Boy. Okay, got it. Question for next week's mailbag. Spencer, which color dial on the new slim Seiko SPB divers are you going to get? Black, white, or black gilt on bracelet? Thanks, guys.
I want to insert a picture of those three watches. These are the new Seiko 5 Sport GMTs. They come in like that bright crazy orange, and then like a blue black, kind of like the 6139 blue Pogues, and then an all black standard black thing. But here's a picture of all three watches. Okay, and so in answer to your question, I'm actually getting 2 out of the 3 of them. We decided I wasn't going to do it. I don't buy new watches. When was the last time I bought myself like an actual like treat watch, not like I'm going to be doing something with this for the business watch?
The new Arnie?
I think so. You know what? I do think so. It has been since the new Arnie. In any case, I'm getting 2 of the 3. I'm getting the orange and the blue black. The all black, it's I don't know, it just doesn't appeal to me. I've been eyeing that crazy like orange crush, artificial orange flavored fizzy drink colored one. I'm getting that one. That one's cool coming in. And I'm getting the blue black because the colorway is almost exactly the same as those 6139s. I'm going to get them both in because I couldn't decide between them. When it gets here, when they're here, just so you all know, I'm gonna do a live unboxing video. I'm gonna look at them and review them right then and there. Then we're gonna look at the numbers. I'm gonna put it on the time grapher. We're gonna look at the numbers, and whichever watch is, I'm assuming we're gonna find the same things that we found in the past, however many years with Seiko. Beat error, it's not gonna be adjusted correctly. Whichever watch is worse off, I'm gonna take apart right then and there. I'm going to take it, it's going to come out of the box, we're going to look at it, we're going to look at the numbers, we'll choose it, and I'm going to strip it down to nothing right then and there. And we'll see if we can come up with something better. So I'm getting both colors, 2 colors, 2 of 3.
Okay. And I just want to say thank you to people who said kind things about me. Anyway.
And we're back.
Okay, from Skylar Santana. Thank you for making this video. I would like to get into watch modifications and eventually gradually start watch service and restorations. Do you have any directions as to what are some things I can be doing? So far, I have bought basic tools more geared for modding from DIY Watch Club using an NH35 movement. I successfully changed the date wheel, hands, and dial to aftermarket Seiko parts not given by the company. I've read practicing on a pocket watch works well. being that the parts are bigger and easier to work with. I also want to try and disassemble and reassemble the movement. Any advice on good book schools or things that has best served you in the past to build up your skills? Thank you in advance.
There is a very basic book. It's called Introduction to Watchmaking. I think it's, geez, I should have gotten this before the fact. I think it's over there somewhere. I'll look for it. I will get that title for you. It's basically, there are little books, and I know some people kind of go, well, I don't know about, print media. I can find everything I need online. For something that's old school, like watchmaking, there's an astonishing amount of information that is still not online.
What am I looking for?
It's a hardback book. It might be over there in that bookshelf. It's like the same size as one of those mid-size, trade soft covers, but it's a hardcover, white, and it says Intro or something to Watchmaking.
I see. Watches.
No, that's for collecting. Sorry, folks. Hang on a second, 'cause which one? Yes, there you go. That's not exactly right, but it's a good one. Okay, so here's the thing. Watchwork, hobby work. Well, a lot of people, they worry about the size of things because, admittedly, watches are made up of very small pieces, and it's intimidating. Don't get caught up in size. Think more about the era and the technology, because you want to understand the basics of watchmaking first. Going into a pocket watch is old technology for the most part. They're going to be really old and really odd, and they can be a hell on wheels to get running properly. One of my craziest examples of how this was is I have a friend, Dane Ringer. He's in West Virginia, and he sent in his great grandfather's pocket watch. It was it was like a 1902 Elgin, I think, and those watches, they were mass produced and were interchangeable for a given value of both things, which turns out to be zero. It was just, I had to, you can't get the parts for them. I had to find online on eBay, buy and cannibalize 12 different watches of the same make and model, and even with all 12, I was never able to actually get a runner out of that thing. It was crazy, because every single part was slightly different when they have been repaired, when they were first assembled, hell, when they were being made. There all were little individual variations, but they had master watchsmiths who set up every watch before it left. Unless you have that skill set, I wouldn't mess with it. The number one thing to deal with to get away from the size things, magnification. You don't have to get super expensive magnifiers. I use a set of, oh God, I forget well, they're glass lensed anyway. And even these aren't great. Who made these damn things? Bosch?
I think so.
Yeah, it might have been. They're not a bad make. There they are. But you'll notice they kind of get beaten up, and their little connectors kind of suck. But the lenses are actual glass, which gives it a nice clarity. But the big thing is magnification. If you take a teeny tiny part that you can barely see, like that, and you make it so that it's as big as one of these, it doesn't matter that in reality it's really, really, really teeny tiny and small, because you get up right next to something that's super duper small visually, all of a sudden it's not small, it's big. So only thing you need to deal with then is just working fine detail, doing little adjustments, moving slightly, and just getting better. And that takes time, but you will get better. Just practice moving stuff. Put a pile of little teeny tiny screws, move them back and forth if you want. Where's that book? Oh, I'm holding it. This is one particular book. It's not specific to you. Complicated Watches and Their Repair by Donald DeCarl. This gentleman, he knew what he was talking about.
What's an FBHI?
A horological instructor, something or other, but what do I know? In any case, but the thing is, with watchwork, as with any kind of machine work, once you figure out the basics, once you understand the basics, the basic principles, you can take those, turn around, and you can apply them to the entire field. So what I would suggest doing is you can mess around with your NH if you want to, but if you really want to learn more about the underlying technology, of those movements, go get one of the earlier 7000 series, 7006, 7009, 7005. There are a billion 7006s on eBay. They're almost all very strange designs from the early mid 70s. They tended to be super wacky. And so as a result, there are a lot of them on eBay. If you look for a 7006, look for ones with gold-plated cases, but that also have clean dials and nice white loom. The reason being, those gold-plated cases tended to wear quickly, and they tend to look kind of ratty fairly quickly, and so people would stop wearing them sooner than they would the stainless versions of them. As a result, generally speaking, the movements inside a gold-plated case will have far less time on them than one in a silver-plated case. But a lot depends on the cleanliness of that loom. Get white loom, you got yourself potentially a good movement. But then you get a bunch of those and take them apart, put them back together over and over and over and over again, to the point that you really have a feeling for how trains work and how they go together and the right kind of movements too. So that's my recommendation. Why? It's okay.
Look at how much he loves me.
I know he loves you more than just about anything.
Okay, now we're getting into SPB 313J1 land.
Okay, so these are the new slim case divers that Seiko hasn't even released yet. I'm going to put in a picture of them. So yes, that's what they are.
So from Vilo, the vintage 6105s just went up a little more. $sign.
Absolutely. We've seen it numerous times. The original 6105s, but actually the first time we saw it is when they re-released the 62 MAS, when they came out with the SPB 151, I think it was, or the 053 and whatever. But when those came out, the value of 62 MASs at that time, I remember right when they were going to come out, I sold one that was super nice for like $1,200. And I think I started seeing them being sold in a couple of weeks for almost $2,000, and then a couple weeks after that, they were like $3,500. They went up that quickly. What?
It's okay.
Oh, but the crazy thing is I can't really mourn that because I think I've had 3 more since then, and I still sold them all.
That's the dog. If you heard that noise.
So, in any case, yes, you're absolutely correct. I absolutely anticipate that the prices of the original slim cases are going to go up a lot because you know what? Part of the reason that they're going to go up, they're going to be currently less expensive than a Willard 6105, 8110, 8119. They are, well, they're currently less expensive, and a lot of people who are on the borders of like the watch world who look for models to collect that might appreciate in value, they're going to find out about this and they're going to start buying them up like crazy too. The weird thing is that the 6105, the slim cases, even though they have almost the same exact setup as the later 6105, 8110s, because their crowns are free rotating, they have a greater likelihood of moisture getting in, so they're almost always in way worse condition, and it's way harder to find one in really nice shape. And those are going to start being worth real money too.
Okay. Connor Whitworth. New SPBs.
Oh, wait.
What?
Go for it.
What am I going for?
Whatever it was you were going for.
Oh. From Connor Whitworth. New SPBs, the rounded date window I love. If it was a metal date window, I would love it more. With a metal date window, it plays nicely with the light. Would love the old Seiko logo with automatic text directly beneath printed in silver. Seiko are capable of using silver printed text, as I have it on my latest reiteration 300 meter quartz tuna.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I will say certain things. One, I'm still, ever since they first came out with that new handset, with the gabled handset, so it has the line down the middle, with the, like a roof, yes? Gabled. I've loved that handset since they came out with it. I actually wish I could get my hands on a bunch of them because I think they're cool. A lot of the other things, it's going in a direction, I'll say this, they've been consistent. They're using the same sort of, the same kind of look and everything else like that. I guess time will tell. Time will tell. I don't know why they don't do a one-to-one, but nobody asked me.
You've been talking about this for years.
Nobody listens.
I don't think Seiko cares.
No, they don't.
Okay, so then we have from Gold Bond 11. Not sure, to be honest. Why can't Seiko do a faithful reissue for once? Take a look at Citizen 60's 150 meter diver reissue reference NB6021. Now that's how you do a reissue. From then Danny Hell G. Yes, if Seiko has Citizen quality, then Seiko would be absolutely by far best watch brand in the world.
That's 100% true. It is really amazing, and we're seeing a lot of QC issues, right, over the last few years, maybe more, ever since the C-type balance came in, as I call it. The lubrication issues, the pip alignment issues, the chapter ring alignment issues, the insert manufacturing issues. Citizen doesn't have any of that stuff. Their quality is really good. And you know who else is awesome? Orient. Do you know, of all the companies I just mentioned, only one ships out brand new watches, even highest end price point watches, limited edition watches, with beat error and accuracy issues. It's not Citizen and it's not Orient, it's Seiko. So yeah, I don't know why they don't do a one-to-one. They absolutely could do it. They just need to say that it needs to be done. They could completely do it. It would be easy, but they just don't seem to want to, and I don't know why. I have my theories, but I don't know why.
Why don't you get into vintage Citizens?
I don't know much about them, and also their movements are good. Their casework is good, though they did like to use base metal cases, which I'm just not a fan of because they just rot. Their movements are good. They are, finding parts of them is insanely hard. And
Worse than Seiko?
Oh yeah, well, because as I'm not really aware of any like parts documentation, service documentation, like I have all these Seiko crystals and parts numbers, they're all memorized because I can find the information. For Citizen, I can't really do that. And it's one of the things that's actually kept me from doing more with vintage Citizen, because you're screwed. You can't do anything if with certain old models, the parts they simply don't make.
What about my watch?
Oh, you're Brad Pitt. Well, that I've been working on. Like I said, I have everything. I just need to set a time to do it. You give me some time, I'll do it.
Okay. Am I reading another one?
Well, it's either that or continuing to just focus on the dog.
Well, I can't help it. He's adorable.
Okay.
Look at that face.
What's wrong, buddy?
Look at that face. He just wants love.
I know you
There's
want
nothing
love.
wrong.
Oh, it's okay, buddy. It's all right. I think he's... Wait, but you got your own chair.
He knocked Finny off of the chair. Finny was just standing there going, I can't believe it. And then he looked at Kraken over there, and he was like, are you serious? And then he fell asleep.
Okay, anyway.
Saul Brook.
Hi, Saul.
What is wrong with this design? Glossy loom, red non-loom spotlight, date complication is horrible. Should be in line with the minute track and framed. See the SNE 498 Solar Mini Golden Tuna for having done it right. And of course the usual QC issues that will come out on a unit by unit basis. $1,200 USD MSRP with bracelet. I can think of a bunch of other watches I would rather drop that sort of coin on.
Yeah, so that watch that's on the computer with the misaligned bezel with the white thing is $1,200. And there's absolutely no way that watch can be of any better materials, manufacturing, anything than this watch, which was the first reissue, SRP. This is the SRP 775. the gold and the gilt. When these very first came out, they were, I got this for under 500. I think this is 400 and something. But you'll notice
What?
the pip is actually slightly misaligned. I can't believe it. I was about to say, at least at this point, they weren't misaligning their pips. Am I wrong? Rotate it and see if it looks the same in all the lights. Oh, no, you can spin the whole darn watch around. What do I care? Sebastian said he doesn't like it. I bought that for him. I wore it the day he was born.
He doesn't like it.
I've been saving it this whole time for him. And he looked at it a couple months ago. I showed it to him. He's like, what's up with this watch? And I was like, well, it's yours. I bought it for you. And he's like, I don't really like it.
No, it totally...
Is it misaligned?
Yes. Yes. Here, hang on. No, because, I don't know. Well, the thing's in the way.
Oh, well, then we unscrew the crown just like so.
The hand is in the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we go. What are you laughing about?
I'm laughing that the thing that looks like a sword, it is not lined up with the thingy.
She just noticed the chapter ring is also not aligned with the 12 marker.
It looks like a sword.
It does. It does look like a sword. But I'll be jiggered. That pip is misaligned. Here, why don't I put in a nice big macro picture of this exact watch? Yeah, actually, look at the 9 hash mark on the chapter ring versus the 9 marker itself.
Yes.
Yes. So here we are. This is, obviously, Sebastian was born some time ago. This was made in November 2015. And also, I don't wear this watch myself because it has about 1.2 beat error. It came that way out of the box, and it is faintly inaccurate. And the output of this thing is like, it's a brand new watch. What are you going to do?
Okay. Now we're out of... Wait.
Oh, one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to put in that picture of the watch that Saul was talking about, the Solar Baby Golden Tuna.
Okay.
Solar Baby Golden Tuna, because he talked about the date window being done right. And we're back.
Anyway, okay, now we are out of SPB.
Oh, we are? Oh, good.
Okay.
Well, that's fine. I'm always happy to talk about it.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to organize things.
I was talking to them, not you.
Oh, well, okay. From Garrett Jansen. Did you ever come across any reasoning from Seiko on why not to include a running seconds register in their heritage automatic chronos from Sua and Daini?
I don't know. I have found in the past that, a good example is when Seiko reissued the Giugiaro, Racer 7828s. And they reissued those 2014, 2015 range. And they didn't have access to 7A movements, even though they owned them and could start making them again. Though I'm sure that would be an insane pain in the ass. But instead of recreating something that... They only recreated something that would have hand positions more or less in the same place as the original movement. They didn't duplicate its functions. And so they are really, these days, more and more, in my opinion, a style over function company. Their stuff is approaching the point of being like sometimes the words fashion watch drift through my mind. And that's possible here, but what do you do?
Watch Nut. Hi Spencer, I've just bought an NOS JDM 7548700B on its original GL831 strap with box, paperwork, and tag. The watch is totally mint and working perfectly. I've changed the gaskets just in case, not that I would ever get it wet. My question is, how do I preserve the caseback sticker? Would wearing it on a NATO strap be the best choice? I don't want it to come off because how often do you see caseback stickers on 7548 these days? Thanks. I love how the same watch can feel different. I own 563097004 blanks and they all feel different and one is my favorite.
Yeah, that's true. So that's the thing is you get I have an advantage over a lot of other people in that I get to see a lot of the same model. And that is just so true. It's true in a way that it just sounds, I mean, the way I qualify it in my head sounds mystical, but that's simply because it's probably a complex judgment where a lot of the decision points are subconscious. And so you have to sort of assign some intent to it because that's the way humans are wired. So for me, watches feel either good or neutral or bad. The vast majority feel kind of neutral. There were a few that are good. And so when I say to myself, this is a good watch, there's something about it. The way the wear works, the color of it, something about it just feels good. And then there are actually watches that feel bad. And it's hard to really explain. There's something about them, the mix of conditions, and they don't look right. And they don't ask you to wear them. So I definitely have that. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's asleep in Petland. The Seiko Path. Hello from Ireland. Quick question regarding a Seiko 6139-6000. If you were restoring one to keep, would you prefer to have the original crystal polished, or would you rather swap it out with a decent aftermarket item? Many thanks.
Okay, so, what was I going to say? Oh, we could actually go backwards. I never answered the guy's question about a caseback sticker.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's answer your question, all right? And then we'll go back to. I'll have to do this together. Okay, on the subject of caseback stickers, there's really kind of, pardon me, no way to really preserve them while also wearing them. This is a pretty unusual watch. This watch came to me as it is right now, as you see it. This beautiful early lume, that nice early tan lume with the white hands, classic, like 77, 78, no, actually 1977 time frame, which is in fact what the dial and hands and movement are. But the case is a service replacement. Craziest thing I've ever seen. And it had never been worn. It was very odd. Gosh darn it, where did I just put the damn thing? I was holding it out there. And so when it came to me, this was the caseback. Can't you open? I can't get these things to close and they won't open. Any case, that's what these caseback stickers look like. Unlike the later ones, which are sort of here. Here's a modern caseback sticker. This is for my Ernie, my solar Ernie. And you can see that it's literally just plastic and it will roll up. Whatever these things were, maybe it was some kind of a protective film. Maybe it was a paint of some kind. I don't know, but that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. And they can, once they look good like this, you start to wear them, the oils from your skin get underneath and through the cracks, and they just start coming off. Assembled in Hong Kong, Japanese parts. Isn't that cool? It's a mystery watch. What I did is I found a case back. I got a case back for a 6309 that was the right month and year to match this. So, like I will have said, because I haven't actually filmed this segment yet, but it's in my head. You can't really, they're really delicate, those caseback stickers, and especially the early ones, they're not like they are now, which is like literally a piece of blue plastic that's like that protective film. The stuff that's from the old days was, it was, I don't think it was a case back sticker. I think it literally might have been a protective printing, but I don't know. They tend to be brittle, and they can come off a lot pretty quickly. So like that case back, that 6309 case back, my choice, my solution, if you want to call it that, was just to not wear it at all. The case back it is, not the watch. What?
Oh, I thought you were being like my mother with freaking Beanie Babies in the 90s.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. But yeah, so no, I have the watch and I have the case back sticker on the original case back. So the original case back is packed away, and I have another case back on there. And there we go. That's the whole thing. Now, you had read a previous question, and then I interrupted you. Can we read that previous question again? And I'm going to go back and edit the previous time you read it out.
Okay. The Seiko Path. Hello from Ireland. Quick question regarding a Seiko 6139-6000. If you were restoring one to keep, would you prefer to have the original crystal polished, or would you rather swap it out with a decent aftermarket item? Many thanks.
The number one thing for me is when you polish, okay, these, no, that's the wrong one. Hang on. Where did I put it?
What?
What do you mean, what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't?
No.
You don't?
Nope.
I know what I'm talking about, and it should be right here.
What is it?
It's a watch.
I know!
I'm looking for a watch. Where did it go?
Which watch?
It's not one that you would recognize. I'm still looking. Found it.
You just dropped your screwdriver.
Oh, well, that has never happened. I've never...
Well, no, I didn't want you to step on it.
Oh, thank you. I've never stepped on a screwdriver before either. Okay, so here's the deal. These crystals are made of Hardlex, so it's a chemically tempered glass, so it makes it much stronger. It bonds the molecules together better. What it does, though, is it makes it extremely hard to polish. And when you polish something, you're not getting rid of the scratch, you're getting rid of everything around the scratch. It's hard to do without, major tools like literally a professional lens grinder. It's a lot of work to do right. Therefore, it's very easy to do wrong, but the thing that's easier than both of those two things is to put in a new crystal. 99 times out of 100, it's absolutely worth it. This is an SKX 401. This is an original watch. These are collectible, they're cool, but somebody must have found one down there. They wanted to make it saleable. They didn't want to bother replacing the crystals, so they polished the ever-loving out of the darn thing. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. I could put in a segment here. Why don't I put in a segment and you can show this? So I'll try and get this for you. So this, again, this is an SKX 401. These were Philippines only, and they're pretty rare. So, but whoever it was, I haven't been able to open it yet. It's original, as far as I can tell. But they tried really hard to get the case back off. They couldn't, and they scratched the heck out of it before giving up. I haven't opened it yet because I want to make sure I'm going to have to use the bolt-down bench. But on the other side, this is an NOS rotating ring. So ignore that. When it came here, it had a really crappy insert in it because I think they destroyed the original because looks like they took this watch. Looks like they took a buffing wheel to it. See, it's got that weird squarey diamondy patterny thing. That is, they literally just like buffed the entire front of the watch. But so when I get around to opening this and servicing it, I will absolutely put a flat crystal in it, a brand new one, because that's so incredibly preferable than having the thing look like a puddle, which is what it looks like now. That's the thing, because unless you have a lens grinder, you're not going to get a flat surface. You're just not. You're going to get all these weird distortions, and it just looks silly. Anyway, that's my input. So long story short, just replace your crystal. You'll get a better result. It's a lot less expensive, a lot less labor. Just replace the crystal.
I lost the spring bar.
Huh?
I didn't literally lose it. It fell off.
Well, I'm sure I've got more.
Are you sure?
Yes. Any case, so your Timex 21, why is that thing out?
Because
Oh.
of the next thing. From Pete Morgan. No, I tell a lie. I have one. A Timex quartz from 1973 to 79. Found it on eBay, a quartz-regulated mechanical watch. A sweeping second, 50 years before Spring Drive or Mecca quartz. Can't tell you how excited I was to get in the post. I'm not a young man, in fact quite an old one, still looking forward to my timegrapher like it's Christmas. So it's fascinating for me to watch you work. Bit pathetic about the Timex, but you've got to start somewhere.
No, it's not pathetic at all.
This watch, granted, it does not work.
No, it does work. It needs to be.
Good.
No, it absolutely works. The problem is that the crown tube and the crown are so like bonded together from the old gasket being all thing that I was trying to wind it some. This is like 12 years ago, and the crown tube just came out of the case, and at the time I thought that was a deadly problem. I can fix it in about.
Well, anyway, this is the first watch he got in a junk lot that that caught my eye. So, see, Timexes aren't lame.
That is a watch that almost no one knows about. And it's interesting because you look at it, it's made to actually look like a very small version of Seiko Sport Divers, like no joke. It's actually, it mimicked them, but the size was much smaller. But this is a Timex 21. It's a 21 jewel movement. And I have been meaning to make some time to restore this for 12 years, something like that. I'll get around to it. See, you asked me where it was, and I was like, I knew exactly where it was because I carefully made sure that we didn't lose it.
Well, I'd be more interested in you fixing my Brad Pitt
than this thing.
Well, that shouldn't take you too.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't, but I've never worked in a Timex, and so the first time around through something, you never know. But because I have a general knowledge of basic horology, I can take the things that I know and I can apply them, these basic principles, to a watch model I have not worked on before. Plus, I can also look in my servicing guides, and I can get it done.
Okay, so that was my point of making you get that. Okay, next. Bruce Barlow. Hi,
hello, Mr. Barlow.
Hi, Spencer. Great timing with this posting, as I have just picked up an all-original SKX 007 with the original bracelet. I haven't really been interested in them, but due to the vintage pieces becoming harder to find and prices skyrocketing, I think it's a good time to be picking up the SKXs. Keep well from New Zealand. I love the SKX 007.
Yeah, I do too. One of these days, actually, I want to, and I'm going to do it.
I need to close the door. Children have stirred.
There's this dude named his screen name, website name is Seiko Guy, the Seiko Guy, and he did some work that is rarely done in the watch world and is also even more rarely spoken of approvingly or shout out. He has very simple to understand, comprehensive, and correctly organized documentary material on his website that shows like all of a particular line. He has a line for all of the original SKXs. And I want to do a separate video, not now, not today, but with you, because it relates to this. Because this SKX 401 is one of them. And it's interesting, there's so many of those early SKX models, the first gens, nobody's ever heard of. And there's a lot out there to collect. There's a lot out there to get your hands on that has not yet skyrocketed in value. Not that it will, but it's happened before.
Okay.
So look for that video.
Will Hyun? I hope I pronounced that right.
I have no idea.
Hi, Spencer. Love your videos. Question for the next mail call. How often should I service a 7828 movement? I just bought a Seiko 7828 7020 Bond watch that probably needs servicing. I had always assumed that quartz watches don't need to be serviced as often as mechanicals, but you pointed out Sorry. Ugh. In a previous mail call that quartz movements need to run constantly, unlike their mechanical counterparts, so therefore they would need to be serviced more often. I'm planning to buy a 7838 Speedmaster at some point in the future, so I was just wondering about the long-term cost of ownership of these 7A watches. Also, do you have the correct end links for the 7A to 87020? The watch I bought comes with the correct bracelet but the wrong end links. Thanks.
Is yours the gold or the silver? Do you have the James Bond white dial? Or if you have the gold, I actually do think I have those end links because Seiko used them on a bunch of different stuff at that time. The biggest expense dealing with a 7A movement is, beyond the initial purchase price, is going to be the cost of service. They're a bear to service because they're quite complex. They're 15 joules. They're all metal. They have 4 separate trains. Each of those hands you're looking at, the set of hands, they all have their own train and their own coil and their own step motor. It was the first analog quartz chronograph ever made. It was the first one with fly-by-wire technology, which is what it had and still has. It's got a beautiful little CMOS built into that thing. Like I said, the biggest expense is going to be buying it, followed mostly by the servicing. But once they're serviced, completely serviced, case rebuilt, all new seals, because you want to protect that movement, I have never seen a 7A like wear out from physical labor. Like a Seiko 754X, 7545, 7546, 7548, 7549. Their center port is unjeweled for the center wheel, and so they wear over time. The 7A movements are fully, completely jeweled. They will never. I don't know how they would wear out. What happens over time is they get dirty and the lubrication may get sticky, and then part of the functions will stop working. But that's just because whatever the gooey, gummy crap is that's inside the movement is stopping the train from going. You clean them and they'll come back fine. The only things that'll kill a 7A are water and a battery leak. Because both things are highly corrosive and destructive inside the movement. So that's the one thing to look for. So if you have a watch and you really love it and you think you're going to keep it for a good long time, you really mean it, and you want to not worry about it anymore, you'll need to invest in a full service, which probably will be more than the current value of the watch. I still don't understand why 7As are so inexpensive, considering they're one of the greatest, most amazing quartz movements ever made, but, is what it is.
Well, we have witnessed over the years the values going up on ones that you were like, why? And then down on ones that everybody was crazy about.
Yeah, I know. It is strange sometimes, and there are models that people were ape for that most people don't even remember even existing anymore.
What, like how we have the 330W16s and
for the rally divers.
We used to sell them like all the time, way back, and I don't remember the last time I sold one.
all those rally divers, those 70-meter sport divers, the ones that were really hot, they were really hot and then it just stopped. And I don't know why. It was crazy. They were really hard to get a hold of. There was all these like hot bidding wars, and then it just stopped. And you could get them. You can still get them. Their prices haven't changed in years.
Okay, last one. Dr. Toboggan.
Hello, Dr. Toboggan.
Hi, Spencer. Look forward to your videos. What is your opinion on swapping 7S26 movements with NH series movements? I'm tempted to replace the 7S movement in an SKX 399 with an NH36 movement. Would this destroy the future value greatly, or would it be considered an acceptable replacement? I'll be keeping the original 7S26A movement. The reason for the swap would be for the addition of hand winding. The original rotor has become loose and was replaced by me with an NH rotor. Works fine, but you cut off the rest of the question.
I did? Well, I mean, I could look it up, but your core question I've got.
Sorry.
If you keep the original movement and you have all the stuff being like, I swapped in a 4036 because I wanted hand winding and hacking, I mean, a collector may complain about that. They may want one that's never been taken apart, but do you think you're ever going to sell it? That's the question I'd ask. If you don't think you're going to sell it, who cares? But no matter what, if you decide not to sell it, you keep everything, you label it, and the original movement can go with the watch, and there you are. Me personally, I used to be I used to be way more snobby and way more demanding and picky and pissy about stuff. Life is too long to worry about originality. I like functionality.
It's too long?
Life is too short to worry about originality, and it's also too long. Isn't it funny, honey? The days take forever, but the months go by like seconds.
No, I know.
In any case, but functionality is really good. I like watches that I've decided I have to have watches that are ideally automatic, with good lume, and hand winding. So, like, I don't really wear SKXs because they're missing those two features. I would strongly consider, and in fact, I am strongly considering building myself a new SKX 007 out of new parts that I have and building a specific a movement for an NH. And so basically making a new watch whole cloth around an NH movement. I could do it because I can do it. Your way, I think, is probably maybe easier. So, yes.
Your princess is upset.
I offered her 2 different kinds of food.
And she just noticed the dog.
Yeah, she noticed the dog and she's like, why? Why is the dog in the chair?
Where is my food?
Where is my... Oh, she's giving up. She's going to eat that stuff, which means she'll probably end up puking on your foot. So anyway, that's the end of that, really. So from here on out, I don't know. We're going to talk about something, not for any other reason, that people asked about Star Wars. So.
Oh, right. God, I forgot.
And so if you're interested in learning about Star Wars, stay tuned. But if you're done, then, it's Friday afternoon. Time for Friday Afternoon Club, as we used to call it. Time for FAC. So, get out there and have a margarita or smoke a giant bowl or do whatever you do to feel better about life, because it's Friday, baby.
Yes. Okay. Now we're in Star Wars.
Star Wars land. Mm-hmm. Bum, 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 bum.
You're silly. Okay. Connor Whitworth. Kenobi has much more of the original Star Wars film feel about it. We are loving it. Great to have James Earl Jones back. Although everyone seems to know where Kenobi is hiding, Kenobi couldn't win a game of hide and seek. Maybe a change of clothes, appearance, and location. That's what I was saying. I'm like, dude, they're hunting Jedi. Oops, my bad. And he's wearing his robes. I'm like, bro, what the hell?
He's some crazy PTSD hermit living in a cave who is wearing really old beat-up clothing, and his hair was greasy, and he works in some kind of land whale fish production company. He probably smells terrible.
Yeah, but does he smell worse than freaking Carol?
No, Carol would smell just awful. But, neither of them would smell as bad as Mandalorian.
It's true, because he's...
No, because he wears this armor every single minute of every single day.
But what if it's air-conditioned inside?
It's still going to stink.
I guess. I mean, he has to take his helmet off sometimes to eat. I'm assuming he takes a shower.
Well, I don't know. Well, okay.
Nobody's supposed to see his face. That doesn't mean he can't take the thing off.
Hey, his ship, the Razor Crest, it was a bachelor pad. He lived there, except for his buddy, his adopted son. I've never seen Star Wars underwear. Has anybody ever seen... I've seen a Star Wars bathing suit, if you want to count Leia, but I've never seen anybody in their undies. You'd think at some point you would have seen somebody running around in a ship that was getting blown out of the sky, having just gotten woken up, and they're like running around the quarters like, what the hell, in their boxers.
Well, yeah, I mean, even in even in Trek, they would be like running around in their pajamas.
So, I mean, I've never seen any laundry on his ship. He wears his armor every single minute of every single day, even when he's eating. He must smell terrible.
I don't know, getting covered in monster goo and, like, never bathing, Carol, I don't know how the ladies are
yeah, and
over.
everything he's wearing is made of metal and leather. He probably does smell just awful. In any case, I don't know. I'm sure I have asked you, but I don't remember. So, at the end of it, what did you think of season 1 of Kenobi?
I liked it.
I mean, did you have any reservations, misgivings?
I'm genuinely thinking. Hang on. I enjoyed it. I thought Ewan McGregor did a really good job. I liked Reva a lot. I thought Leia was great. I guess my issue is I really like things that, I'm so sorry, old Star Wars fans. The original trilogy is cool, and Empire is the best movie, but I prefer not the prequel movies so much, but I prefer prequel story stuff, like with the Clone Wars. So I get annoyed watching prequel stuff, and I know how it's going to turn out. And I'm like, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen, and the original trilogy is okay, and whatever. I don't know. So that's my issue, is I get frustrated. What?
Oh, nothing. I'm listening to you.
Oh, I get frustrated that I know what's going to happen, and I don't necessarily like what's going to happen.
I'm going to do my best. She just reminded me of something, and I have something else. Look, sir, droids. They know what I'm talking about. Our KitchenAid, who made this?
KitchenAid.
It was KitchenAid. Our big red mixer thingy. The transmission exploded, and so I have to rebuild it. Look at all those broken gears. But anyway, I saw this on the desk, and I just remember that scene. There you go. I don't think anyone's going to be offended. I mean...
What? Star Wars fans are insane.
Yeah, but no one hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
No one. I've never met... I had a quip on the Star Wars subreddit. Somebody said, how do you recognize... How can you describe it when something is truly, really Star Wars to you? And I said, when another Star Wars fan tells me that it has ruined Star Wars. Then I know it's the real deal. Because if it didn't matter, they wouldn't care. Anyway, that's about it.
Okay, well, there's one more.
Oh, there is.
From Ryan Walters.
Hello, Mr. Walters.
I am loving Kenobi. It's gritty and giving the characters some space to explore and develop. Continuing on from that final scene in Rogue One, Vader is full on terrifying. It is true.
Well, I mean, when he was in Mos Eisley and he saw that ship pulling out, I have to believe he was pretty pissed off. Mm-hmm. And if you're angry and a Sith, the angrier you are, isn't that the more powerful you are? Mm-hmm. He was pissed off.
Yeah, I liked seeing Vader be super strong and not like some old dude being like, I hate my job.
I don't know. I think they actually did a really good job, because I swear they were... I don't know. It's not like it was pure hatred, and I swear you could get a sense of like when he didn't continue burning Kenobi, when he let Kenobi get taken away and he was just watching. I wondered if there was like a little voice in him saying, "Don't leave without me," you know, and that was all there. They did, I think, a magnificent job in including one thing. They managed one thing that even hardcore Star Wars fans I've seen have been talking about this. They managed to unite the idea of Anakin and Darth Vader. To me, they've always been separate people. I've never been able to kind of put them together. Mm-hmm. But those scenes... Oh, Kraken is mad that Rocket is in her seat. But those scenes, they did a great job. I think the series was great. I thought Reva was great. I thought she was a unique and interesting character. I thought that they used her character to deftly illustrate choices between the light and the dark, to make, a different decision, and to give Obi-Wan some hope. Mm-hmm. Obviously, she's still alive. They're still hanging out. I don't know if he's going to be her waifu, but they're certainly going to know each other. I expect her to show up on Mandalorian, mm-hmm. or because she could be a bounty hunter. I could see her.
Let's have the Reva and Ventress show.
Oh, Ventress! There are rumors I read today that someone's going to try to bring Ventress back.
He has a thing for Sith chicks.
Yeah, and also the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars. She was supposed to get an 8-episode arc. It wasn't Twilight of the Apprentice. That was the Ahsoka one. It was, but there was basically, it was Ahsoka's story, not Ahsoka's story. Ventress's story. So maybe they'll be able to grab that again. I think that'd be awesome if they could bring her back, because she was an interesting character. Again, balancing between light and dark, which I just thought was cool. Mm-hmm. What?
She wants you to go out in the garage and sit.
Okay, yeah, she wants sitting on daddy time, and I want to start putting this video together. So I got to film a couple little segments for you, and then we're gonna say that's that, and be done. All right, folks, that's it. Thank you very, very much for watching. We sincerely appreciate it. And if you have any questions, put them down there. Observations, put them down there. That's it. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.